I'm going to add in a deeper twist, I think. So we'll try that and see how it goes today. All right, let's sit nice and comfortable. Take a few moments to close our eyes. I'm assuming you guys can hear me okay, but you have your speakers on, so if you need me for anything, just holler, or if you can't hear anything. I'm just trying to bring that energy down into the lower chakras, grounding the sit bones. You can feel that energy moving down into the legs and just feeling really comfortable there today. Soften the face. And just find your nice soft breath. Let's do one nice Om today, and then we'll set our intention for our practice. It's a nice full breath in. Om. May I be free from fear and harm. May I be free from fear and harm. May I be content as I am. May I be content as I am. May I be at peace with whatever comes. May I be at peace with whatever comes. With our hands at our heart, setting our own intention if you have one today. Let's relax our hands. Let's keep that left hand in our lap, and we'll take our right hand and do a little bit of alternate nostril breath. Not too long, but just a few. So I'll just start you off. We can take that right hand, close the right nostril with your thumb. Let's inhale a few times through the left side only. And then on your exhale, go ahead and close that left nostril. We'll inhale right. Close the right and exhale left. Inhale left. Close. Exhale right. Let's just continue on our own for just about a minute. As we finish up, we're going to close that right nostril and continue just about 3 to 5 breaths on the left side only. I'm going to take a nice long exhale and just let that go. Bring your hands to your lap. We'll just take a few moments here. Let's begin to open our eyes. So we're going to start on our backs today. And we're going to start in that modified pigeon pose. So I'm sure you remember, but I will remind you just in case. So we'll bring the right foot on top of the left thigh. And remember, we want it, most of the time we want to keep this right foot flexed, but don't worry so much about it when you're in yin. So when you come down, we're going to bring our hands, so we're drawing that left leg towards us, so our hands are in between that little space. And we're going to draw that left leg towards us. Now, if you need a strap, you can use a strap, or if it's too much to keep your hands there, you don't have to at all. Gravity will help you a little bit in this pose. So just take a moment, and before we go a little bit deeper, just notice how your lower back feels. Because sometimes when we do this pose, we notice that we are leaning to one side or the other. So notice if you can feel the spine pretty evenly pressing down into the mat. And you can relax your feet. You don't have to flex them in this pose for yin. You can relax them. And just concentrate on a really nice, beautiful breath. Let's first concentrate it in the low belly. So we're reminded that this pose is really good for gallbladder. So as we work with that gallbladder here in this pose, we want to really take that breath nice and deep in that low belly, and then maybe just a little bit on the right side. So right underneath that right rib cage where the gallbladder and liver reside. And so just let yourself kind of sink into it. And every once in a while, just keep checking to make sure that we didn't end up a little bit more to the right or to the left. But we're pretty evenly focused. Maybe as our left leg begins to relax a little bit, left foot gets heavy, our hands can come to the top of the left knee. Maybe we can draw the leg in just a little bit more. Just taking another few breaths on this side. And when you're ready, taking a nice deep breath in. And as you release it, let's go ahead and stretch our legs out onto the mat. And just take a minute also, maybe reaching our arms over the head. We're just stretching nice and long. Big breath, maybe stretching out the feet a little bit more, the fingers. Good, and let's set up and get ready for the other side. So left foot comes onto the right thigh. And we'll just take the time drawing that right leg in towards us. So again, taking a few moments to really adjust on this particular side. Noticing our low back, how it feels. You sink into it pretty evenly, even on this side. Beautiful, modifying as you can. Let's sink in just a little bit deeper, maybe even just with our breath. And notice if you're still staying with your breath, can deep into the low belly or focused into that right rib cage. And we're going as deep as we can on this side. Don't need to make any adjustments. A bit deeper, just for a few more moments. And taking a nice deep breath in. And slowly unwind again. Let's stretch those legs out onto the mat. Maybe reaching the arms over the head. Again, a nice big stretch. And you can stretch a little bit from one side to the other, just to really open up the side body for a few moments. I thought I'd add another twist here today since we want to try to open up the shoulders a little bit. This twist will start a little bit of warmth in the upper back. So let's just stay where we are on our backs for this one. And I'm just going to draw that left knee into the chest first. Keep my right leg extended out onto the mat. Feet are soft, so relax your feet. I'm going to take my left knee and just drawing it in a little bit towards my chest and feeling my low back relax. And then when you're ready to add the twist, just draw the knee across the body. Maybe the foot rests on the thigh or on a block or on the floor. And as the knee comes down towards the floor at your right, maybe you support it with a block, or you just let gravity stretch it a little bit. And we'll take that left arm and stretch it out to the side. So as you stretch that left arm out to the side, see if you can relax the left shoulder. And for me, I always like a little bit of extra help in the twist, so I'm going to use my right hand to draw the knee down a little bit closer to the mat. So with that left arm extended out to the side, can we turn the palm up and maybe feel a little teeny stretch through the pectoral muscles in the front of the chest and soften the shoulder. As you bring that breath into this left side of the body, if it feels like you want to bring more awareness into the left side of the body, maybe stretching the arm over the head instead of out to the side would be fine, whatever you'd like. And we'll just take a few moments and rest here in this space. Maybe the breath feels a little bit deeper and more comfortable now. Take just a couple more breaths on this side. And then your next inhale, you bring your awareness back. Let's release and stretch both legs out onto the mat. Take a moment, maybe shake out the hip or the foot or whatever needs a little bit of adjustment. And then when you're ready, you can draw that right knee in and just take a few moments of drawing the knee in and checking with your lower back and your breath. And when you're ready, drawing the knee across the body, finding your twist on this side. So decide whether you're comfortable extending that right arm out to the side or over the head, whichever feels better for you today. Making any adjustments. And start to feel that breath, this right side. Between the hip and the rib cage, if you can focus that breath there today. Ooh, nice long exhalation, allowing a release. Take a few more moments on this side. Find your nice inhalation as you bring your awareness back. And then releasing, let's stretch out onto the mat. Take a few breaths. Good. All right, let's draw the knees in towards the chest, and you can roll to one side and grab your blocks, and we'll maybe even putting a blanket underneath your feet if you need to. We're going to do this one in child's pose, and we're going to use the blocks underneath those shoulders. So knees nice and wide as you can. And you can also put, anything you want underneath your belly if you want a little bit more support, or under your head as well. So remember, when we do this one, I'm going to have my elbows at the very front of my blocks. And then as I come down into child's pose, you're going to have to kind of do a little adjustment until it feels like you can do that comfortably. Hopefully your head comes down. If not, you can put a blanket underneath there. We'll see if your head comes all the way down. Now for me, I'm going to take my hands in prayer position and just put them right at the back of my neck. And for me, that gives a really good stretch in the upper back. So take a few moments and see whatever adjustments you need to make for this pose. The blocks are there to provide a little bit of a lift so that when your head and chest comes lower than those elbows and shoulders, it releases the middle of the upper back. And then kind of sink down into that child's pose as well. Good. And you can play with the hands. I just like them in the back of my neck. It feels like I'm getting a little bit more from it. But you can decide. Some people like to just have their arms forward. So when you're here, let's focus our breath awareness in the heart center. So front of the body. And right at that heart chakra, so really in the middle of the chest where we place our hands when we bow for namaste. And let that energy really soften towards the earth. You may want to add a little bit of a Ujjayi breath if that's comfortable for you. And just sink into that for a little bit. May feel like next time we do this, you may want a little bit of a weight in your low back. Let's take another couple of breaths here. You can slowly release your arms and let the blocks go. We'll come up on to two seated poses. So I'm going to place my blanket underneath my butt again as I stretch my legs out in front. I think we'll probably do 2 more that will work on that upper back a little bit. So this is a nice one without going into a full cow face pose. This is a nice one for a forward bend and to squeeze the organs that we've been talking about. So I'm going to start with right side. So go ahead and just take your right leg over. And if you can, I'm going to take my knee down. So one knee is resting on the other knee. As best you can, and you can put blankets in there. You could also put the block underneath the knee, the straight leg, if you want to, if you feel like that's going to be a little bit more helpful for you today. So we're just going to come forward with this pose. And again, if you want any blankets, I got another blanket here. If you want another blanket, and place it here so that when you come forward, your head rests. So you may start to feel a little bit of your low back in this particular pose. So if that's too much on your low back, don't go down as far, or prop your butt up a little bit more. And you can relax your feet. Pull in the belly just a little bit, squeezing that liver gallbladder as you fold forward, just maybe a tad more, if possible. And really just allow gravity to take you forward in this pose. Deep breaths. I want you to feel some of that hamstring, and maybe even a little bit of into the glutes, like you did for pigeon, possibly. Let's draw a nice deep breath in and to keep our legs exactly where they are. Use your hands to push your upper body upright. So keeping the legs where they are, we're just going to twist to the right. So we'll take that right hand behind us, press it into the earth. And I'm going to take my left arm and cross it over so I can use a little bit of pressure there and soften my shoulders as I twist. Soften your gaze if your eyes are open. If it feels good, you can turn your head obviously all the way to the shoulder. But if the neck is really tight today, or shoulders or upper back is still tight, I'm going to keep my chin right over my breast. So just focus your awareness, your breath, right underneath the rib cage, twisting a little bit more in that thoracic spine. A little bit of ujjayi breath here if you'd like. I'm feeling some stagnation maybe in the neck or shoulders. Take a breath up into that upper chest and upper back. Soften the shoulders, soften the jaw. A nice deep breath in. Take your time slowly unwinding it and allow those legs to stretch out in front of you for a breath or two. So maybe a little bit more energy on this right side of the body. Just feeling a little bit looser here, hopefully. Let's take that left leg over and try that same pose. So we'll start in a forward fold, softening the feet, softening the shoulders, drawing that belly in so we can really come a little bit deeper in our movement. If you need something underneath your head to support the shoulder, please do. Notice the energy in the low back. Are we moving too far forward? Do we need to adjust? We really focus our awareness and our breath down deep. Lower belly. Right side, liver, gallbladder. And take a nice breath in. Use your hands to lift your upper body. Good. Keeping the legs where they are. Let's twist to your left so left arm reaches behind. Anchor it, fingertips into the earth or palm into the earth. Bring that right arm over, pressing it against my leg, drawing my belly in, softening my shoulders. As I move into the twist on this side, it always feels better for me on this side. So my shoulders feel more relaxed, so maybe you can relax the jaw even a little bit more. Good breath and awareness right underneath the rib cage. So if we can really anchor our sit bones, our left hand, and twist a little bit deeper. And where would you like the chin tracking over the chest or over the shoulder if it feels appropriate today? Maybe noticing how this side feels a little bit different, if it does, from the other side. And let's take a nice deep breath in. Take a moment and slowly unwind. We'll just extend those legs out in front of us for a moment, seeing how all of that feels to our body. So the last pose, I'm going to have Barbara do it a little bit differently, I think. So we'll all do our regular Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together on our backs. So you've got a couple options if you want to just take that blanket and roll it up pretty tight. And you can place it, Vicky, if you want, right underneath the shoulder blades. And then you can come down just like this, so that that blanket is right underneath the shoulder blades, or right at the base of the shoulder blades. And it's just providing a little bit of a lift for this chest. And then, you know, whatever you want to do with the legs, if you want to put blocks underneath the knees, that's fine too. So, Barbara, what I was going to show you is what I've been doing actually lately in this pose, because my upper back has been killing me. I've been using a block. So block in that same position. So it's not lengthwise, but it's horizontal. And I'm going to just place it right at the base of my shoulder blades. And so when I come down, at first it feels like it's really pinching into my back, and my head comes down pretty comfortably onto the mat. So I think yours will too. And you can just open up your arms wide. But what this does for me is that it really gets into the fascia in the back of my upper back and just really kind of works all of that area out, almost like a rolfing type. So it's not really pleasant, but it actually works really, really well for me. So I've been doing that a lot because that's my area that's really tight too. So see if that works for you. And if you can comfortably let your head relax and your jaw and your shoulders. And we'll only do this for about 5 minutes. So if it feels like it becomes painful, obviously just take out the block from underneath you. So let's bring some awareness into that beautiful chest, drawing that nice energy up. So let your legs be heavy. Good. Let the belly kind of relax too. Just is really soft in this pose. And where we want the awareness really is upper back and chest, the heart center, and right behind the heart. And I'm keeping my arms at my sides for this pose. But I suppose if it worked well for either one of you, you could always do the arms over the head or resting wherever they feel comfortable for you. At this point in our practice, our breath should really be long exhalations. Maybe there's less mind chatter. Let's just take one more breath here. And I think the best way to release this is just bring those legs together. And you can just roll to one side to release what's ever underneath your back. And then come back onto your back for a few minutes of Shavasana today. So get yourself settled with whatever you would like for Shavasana. As we slowly come to a place of stillness today, let our body be comfortable. Let's relax also the face, the eyes, and the jaw, the tongue, the throat. And just check in with the rest of the body. Be as grounded as we can be today. If we let go of all that extra tension, nervousness, fears, and anxieties. And taking a couple of really long exhalations and just softening even a little bit more. Let's draw in a nice deep breath. And slowly move up the spine from the tailbone. Bring your energy up. And let it reside at the third eye between the eyebrows. Consciously bring your awareness back to the breath. So it's really deep and low in the body. And maybe it feels comfortable now to just do a slight little bit of stretching. When you're ready, you can roll onto your side and just take your time coming up to where we began in a nice, comfortable seat. Feeling the energy between our hands and our heart. Feeling the energy rise into the heart, into the hands, out to each other. Let us chant a final Om. Deep breath in. Namaste. Thank you, ladies, for joining me today. We'll see you again soon. Please send me an email or a text if you have any questions or you'd like to do some different work than what I've been doing. Also, I was thinking that I've been asked to start a yoga book club. I don't know if anybody is all interested in that. So if you are and you have some ideas floating around in your head, it doesn't have to be yoga books, but something along those lines, spiritual or something, that you think may be good for a book club that you'd like to share, I'd like your suggestions as well. So, all right. Julie. Blessings. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.